Have you ever wondered how journalists break those huge corruption scandals with just a laptop? Or how investigators can track down a suspect just by looking at their social media? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on their world. We're diving into open source intelligence, or OSINT, which is really the art and science of finding the truth hiding in plain sight. To say we have a lot of data these days is a wild understatement. We're literally drowning in it. Get this, by 2025, we're on track to generate 181 zettabytes of information. That's 181 with 21 zeros after it. I mean, what does that even mean? Well, if every gigabyte was a single brick, you could build a wall to the moon and back more than 200 times. This ocean of data, this is the playground for the modern detective. But that, of course, raises the big question. With all of that noise, how in the world does anyone find the signal? How do you separate fact from fiction and pinpoint that one critical piece of data that cracks the whole case open? Well, the answer lies in a very specific discipline, with a very unique set of tools. So, how do we navigate this digital maze? The answer is a discipline called open source intelligence. But what is it exactly? Okay, first things first, forget the Hollywood stereotype of frantic hacking into secret servers. OSINT is all about using information that's already out there, in public. Think of it as good old-fashioned detective work, just for the digital age. It's the art of connecting the dots, using social media, news reports, public records, you name it, to answer a very specific question. The real magic isn't about breaking in, it's about knowing where to look and how to put that giant puzzle together. And, this is not a new idea. Not at all. Back in the Cold War, agencies were meticulously monitoring foreign radio broadcasts to figure out what their adversaries were up to. Now, fast forward to today, and you've got these incredible independent groups like Bellingcat using social media posts and satellite photos to piece together the evidence that helped identify who was behind the downing of Flight MH17. The tools have changed for sure, but the principle, it's exactly the same. But before you even think about typing your first search, there is a golden rule. It's a step that's so critical that if you skip it, you could put yourself and your entire investigation in some serious jeopardy. It's all about something called operational security. So, let me be really clear here. The first rule of OSINT is not find the target. No, it's protect yourself. I mean, think about it. If you're looking into some really sensitive stuff, the absolute last thing you want is for your target to know who you are and what you're doing. Your safety and the integrity of your work really depends on this. The solution is to build a kind of digital firewall. On one side, you've got your public identity. That's your real name, your friends, your family, your life. But on the other side, you have your investigative persona. This is a carefully crafted, totally anonymous identity that has zero connection to your real self. It's your digital ghost, and it lets you move through the online world without leaving your own fingerprints behind. Okay, so you've got your security locked down. It's time to open up the toolkit and see what's inside. The world of OSINT software is huge, but we can break it down into a few main categories. OSINT tools pretty much come in three main flavors. First, you've got your integrated systems. Think of these like a Swiss Army knife for investigators. They come preloaded with almost everything you need. Then you have standalone software. These are more like specialized tools for very specific jobs, like analyzing a social media account. And finally, there are link repositories, which are basically giant digital libraries pointing you to a massive collection of tools for just about any purpose you can imagine. But you know what? You don't always need super fancy software to be a great investigator. Sometimes the most powerful tool you have is Google. You just have to know how to talk to it. This is what's called a Google Dork. It's just a really clever search query that can dig up hidden gems. This one, for example, tells Google to find any PDF file on a specific website that has the word confidential in it, but, and this is the key, only if it's not in a folder that's marked public. It's a surprisingly simple trick that can uncover documents that were never ever supposed to see the light of day. Now, with all this power comes a lot of responsibility. These tools are amazing, but they also bring up some pretty serious legal and ethical questions. So where exactly do we draw the line? So yeah, where is that line? Is it illegal to make a fake profile to get into a private online group, for instance? Well, in the US, the big law that governs all this is the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, or CFAA. And a major federal court ruling gave us a pretty clear answer on this. The court basically said that just violating a website's terms of service, like creating a fake account when the rules say you can't, is not a federal crime, And this quote from the ruling explains why perfectly. If it was a crime, it would turn every website owner into their own personal lawmaker, which is a big constitutional no-no. But just when the legal world starts to catch up, technology throws a massive new curveball at us: the deepfake. We're now at a point where artificial intelligence can create fake video, audio, and images that are so realistic, it's almost impossible for the human eye to tell what's real and what's not. As researchers from the University of Hawaii put it, this isn't just a small problem, it's a global threat. For an OSINT investigator whose entire job relies on digital evidence, deepfakes are an existential crisis. I mean, if you can't trust a photo, if you can't trust a video, how can you possibly establish the truth? So all of this brings us to the future. With all these new challenges and incredible opportunities, how is this field going to evolve? You can really break down the history of OSINT into 3 big waves. OSINT 1.0. Back in the day, that was the era of paper and radio, with analysts manually piecing things together. Right now, we're living in OSINT 2.0, the age of Google and Facebook, where a single tweet can change everything. But what's on the horizon is OSINT 3.0. That's a future where AI will not only create deepfakes, but also help us detect them, analyzing massive amounts of data in the blink of an eye. Looking ahead, experts see 2 very different paths. There's a positive future where these tools become more secure, more integrated, and supercharged by AI, empowering more people to find the truth. But there's also a negative path, a future where the tools become scattered, way too complex, and locked behind expensive paywalls, essentially shutting out the independent journalists and researchers who need them most. And all of this leaves us with one final, pretty heavy question. In this new world where AI can both uncover incredible truths and create the most convincing lies, the very idea of evidence is on shaky ground. The whole future of this field really hangs in the balance. Will technology make the truth easier to find, or will it make it impossible to recognize at all? The answer, well, it's still being written.